Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Now today is a topic that I think everybody needs to think about pretty often, especially when you start falling into a rut and you become depressed and you just don't know what's wrong. Can't really figure out why you're so depressed and why you hate everything at the moment and why life is so dull. But you just feel like something's wrong. And honestly, the way to fix this is quite simple. You just always constantly have to have goals. You have to have something to work towards every single day, or you're fucked. You're going to be bored as hell. You're going to be bored out of your goddamn mind, man. And I've always kind of recognized this. I think most of us understand this, like, intrinsically. But a lot of the times, it doesn't really fucking matter, bro. Like, you just don't want to get out of the rut almost. Like, you're not feeling the best. And if you did these specific things, if you changed your career, if you started that side hustle or business that you've always wanted to do, that things would change. Your internal state would become better. I've had many periods like this too. I've always been kind of a half-ass schizophrenic sort of guy. Like, for example, I'll really be like into like how my life's going. It could be the most mundane shit. I had a period after I just graduated high school where I was working 2 jobs and they were both McDonald's. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I would literally work in the morning at one of the McDonald's, and then in the evening I'd go to the other one. And at the time, this was before COVID, I was making like very small amounts of money, but I was working like 80 hours a week-ish, maybe a little less, give or take. But dude, I was fucking grinding at that time, and it was fucking difficult. But at first, I was really, I was happy about it. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm doing something. I'm stacking cash. I've never made money this fast. And it was that initial dopamine rush I got from like the most mundane shit, and I felt like I was doing something. My mindset was like, the more discomfort I have, the better. Like, this is great. Yeah, fuck yeah. And then I got to a point where I was just like, this is pointless. I fucking hate this. I want to leave. And honestly, I think it was because the main reason I was doing it was to get a new car. And then I got the new car, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is the point of this? And I started smoking more weed. And then I quit, bro. I quit one of them, and then later I quit the other one because the store manager changed, and that place became like unworkable because that bitch was a bitch, bro. I went back there later. I don't know why. Yeah, so that was a period of my life. And then I was unemployed for a long time. I was about to say homeless. I wasn't homeless. I still had a place to lay my head, believe it or not. But I was unemployed for like 3 months, and that was terrible. But I was like fucking sparking up hella blunts. I was smoking all day, every day. I would still make enough money to buy weed and shit from just driving DoorDash and doing little side hustles, side things like that. Thank God I never got into any harder drug. And during that period, I ended up like deciding like, oh, I want to be a personal trainer. I want to get jacked. And I did. I got in pretty fucking good shape. The best shape I still have ever been in my life. Like, around 5'8", for reference. And I got up to like 185, but like fairly lean for me. Probably like 15 to 17% body fat, so still had visible abs, and I was big, bro. I felt good. I was big body back then. Nowadays, I'm like 190, but fat. It sucks. I hate it. I'm trying to get back to that form when I was like 20 years old. But yeah, and then basically, I ended up trying to be like a phlebotomist. I was like, yeah, I'll poke holes in people. I could do that for a while. I decided I fucking didn't want to do that, bro. It's just, I didn't like the people I was around, and I don't know. I just stopped doing that fucking thing, and I was trying to do like this little side hustle of delivering newspapers as well, but that shit was not worth it, bro. Like, they had me get up like so fucking early in the morning for no goddamn reason. Basically, they didn't even have an app or anything for it. That's how out of touch these newspaper companies are. They gave me a piece of paper and it said like, turn onto this road, turn here. And I did that for like 2 nights, and I decided, yeah, fuck this shit. This is bullshit. I'm not doing it. I'm fucking done. And then I just ended up working at a country club, which this is still to this day probably the coolest job I've had. It was a nice atmosphere. There was a bunch of rich people. Sometimes I would do catering for them. I would like cut their meat and put it on the plate. Pause. No homo shit. And then I got really into YouTube around this time too. I was trying to like fucking make it. I had this other channel I was working on. I was really determined, and I did that for a while, bro. But then I fell off of that. But I guess the point of this video that I'm trying to make is, in a very long-winded fashion, is simply you have to have goals, but they need to be consistent, okay? Don't do what I did. Don't like jump around too much, you know? I think that's fine when you're young to like figure out what you want to do, but eventually you have to pick something for a period of time. Like, for example, I'm probably going to apprentice to become an electrician, so that's at least a 4-year commitment. Regardless of if anything else happens in my life, I will commit to that 4 years and become a journeyman. If I'm in around the same sort of spot as I am now, then I just, make 70 grand a year like easily and be able to pick up little side jobs as well. And I want to do more than that, man. I want to I want to become a personal trainer and do that on the side a little bit. And I want to fucking grind out this YouTube channel and post like as much as I can, hopefully daily, but at least like 3-4 times a week. While doing all this, man, I need to stay busy, but I need to commit to these things for long periods of time. Like this channel, I want to do it for at least like the next 5 years consistently. Same with if I apprentice, and I want to build a personal fitness business on the side too. So I have all these little side income streams, and then after the 4 years, maybe I'll be making more from doing all this shit than from that. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. But the real point is you have to have things you're moving toward. Otherwise, you're going to eventually have some sort of vice that's going to consume you. For a lot of people, it's food and television. For a person like me, it would be drugs and alcohol. And I'm just trying to keep that shit in check, bro. And that means having things to do for a long period of time, keeping a long-term outlook, being around cool, like uplifting people. That's how a person can, maintain a good, healthy life and a good outlook for the most part. There's going to be peaks and troughs throughout the way. You have to have tangible goals. And if you're a person like me that has a lot of energy, naturally, you have to utilize that doing something good. Otherwise, something negative is going to destroy you. So, yeah. That's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.